Good day, and just 4 teams are left standing in this Premier 1 T20 festival. Queen's Park Cricket Club and KFC Clarke Road being two of them. To my left is Dan Bravo, Queen's Park captain. And to his left, Yannick Otley, Clarke Road skipper. And also Afraz Mohammed, match official, along with Rajendra Purai, secretary of the National League. Now we're going to have the toss to see who's going to bat first. Afraz? Darren, you found the toss. What do you decided to do?
We're going to have a bowl first.
I know you probably have a couple of changes coming in. Do you mind telling me a couple of those changes coming in from the Red Force team?
Joshua De Silva is back. Who again? Terence Hines is also back with us.
Jed Gooley.
Jed Gooley as well. Unfortunately, only 11 can play, so some of the guys who would have done well for us throughout the tournament misses out today. But with that being said, I think we have a quality team, and hopefully we can reach the Clarke Road for as low as possible.
Darren, all the best. Play well. Thank you. Yannick, any changes from your last 11?
No, you're playing the same squad going into the semi-final.
Any what score are you hoping to post batting first today?
You just look at assessing the conditions and see what's available for us. But you're playing Queen's Park, a very professional unit. So we'll see where after your conditions what will be a total for this pitch. Yeah.
Okay, Yannick, all the best. Thank you. Yeah, and that's it for the toss. Queen's Park has won the toss and they will bowl first. So good afternoon and welcome to 360 TV. Just moments away from starting this first semi-final of the Premier 1 competition, the T20 festival. Just 4 teams left standing. KFC Clarke Road United Sports Club will take on Queen's Park Cricket Club. Of course, as you would have just seen, Queen's Park winning the toss and deciding to field first. Quite a few changes for Queen's Park in this match. Of course, national players coming flying back into the country from Antigua yesterday. It was a hero's welcome for TNT Red Force after winning the 4-day tournament, and quite a few Queen's Park players were on that team, so they have come back into the team. 4 players coming into the starting 11 today for Queen's Park. They include Joshua De Silva, Red Force captain, along with Jed Gooley, Terence Hines and Brian Charles. So 4 changes. Of course, some of the players missing out today would be Kyle Ramdu, Joshua Davis, Stephen McPherson, Ravi Kedu and Shiva Makun. All those 5 players all played a part earlier in this competition. And for Clarke Road, they name an unchanged team from their final preliminary group match. Of course, they captained by Yannick Otley. Of course, they also have some power in their team with the likes of Yannick's brother Keon, Nicholas Sukhdeo Singh, Vikash Mohan, Mark Dial, Jesse Bhutan, Anderson Mahes, of course, Barbade and Kyle Mayers. So a lot of power in these 2 teams. Expect a massive showdown here this afternoon. Of course, the second is the first of 2 semi-finals carded for today. 7 p.m. Best Motors Marching Patriots will take on Presal Sports Club. Bit overcast conditions here this afternoon, but we hope the rain stays away. Abdul Rahim Toppin will open the bowling for Queen's Park, right-arm fast bowler. And opening batting for Clarke Road will be Nicholas Sukhdeo Singh and Mark Dial, both left-handers. It'll be 4 fielders on side to start for Toppin. 5 on the offside. And here we go. Toppin to Sukhdeo Singh. So a big swing and a miss first stop. So aggression shown from ball 1 here, Sukhdeo Singh. Goes through to wicketkeeper Andrew Fletcher. A lot of regional talent in these two teams, Greeny and Andre Fletcher. Wicket keeping today for Queen's Park, and to his left at first slip is Barbadian Kadeem Allen. This one cuts away, so runs quickly. That will be 4, so 4-second delivery of this innings. Comes off the bat of Sukhdev Singh. One was short and wide, punished by Sukhdev Singh. Of course, we've just seen Terence Hines, one of those players coming to this Queen's Park team, just giving some advice to Toppin. Of course, Queen's Park. Of course, Terence Hines, of course, one of those players who would be on a high this week after lifting that 4-day crown with the TNT Red Force unit. Just making some adjustments to the field here, Queen's Park, so just causing a short delay in proceedings. Top in. This one flicked away. Didn't time it, so just a single bring Dial on strike. Seen some high scoring games in this T20 festival, especially over the last few days. Many teams batting first, posting above 200. Of course, Clarke Road, I'm sure, they'll have a target in mind of goal in mind of where they will want to reach batting first. Maybe almost certain as Yannick Otley would have said at the toss, hoping to challenge this Queen's Park unit when it's their turn at the crease later on. This one is struck down the ground. It's in the air, but well struck and does go all the way, just clears the boundary. So beautiful timing there by Mark Dial. Didn't try to overhit it, just use the pace of the ball, and along with some excellent timing, it cleared the boundary quite comfortably. This one just played along the ground back to Toppin. Of course, the winners of today's semi-final matches will face off in the final on Saturday, May 23rd. Just 2 days away from that grand final. Of course, prior to the Premier 1 final, the Premier 2 final will take place from 3 p.m. That match will see two teams battling for that title as well. That Premier 2 final will feature Club Sando versus Endeavour Sports Club. It's a good start here for Clarke Road after 1 over 12 without loss. Michael Govaya will open the bowling as well from the northern end. Govaya, one of those players who not losing out on a spot after a few players made their way back into the team. Silva not taking the gloves on this occasion. This is Joshua De Silva normally wicket keeps, but he's fielding at square leg at the moment. This one shot down the ground. More runs here for Clarke Road. They'll get one. Jed Gooley does the fielding. Settle for one. A lot of wicket keeping options for Queen's Park. Andrew Fletcher. Joshua De Silva. Kyle Ramdu as well. Ramdu has been behind the stumps for most of this tournament so far for QPCC. Fire. This one is shocking. It is top edge. A fielder settles on it and takes the catch. So early breakthrough here for QPCC. And Sukhdev Singh, he has to depart. Trying to hit that one through the square leg region, but could only find the top edge and looked like Brian Charles running back from first slip. Took a easy catch, so Sukhdev Singh, his stay at the crease is a short one. You're not going to miss out on those opportunities, Brian Charles. Clarke Road lose an early wicket here. They're 13 for 1. That'll bring Kyle Mayers to the crease. He missed out in the final preliminary game on Wednesday. Just scored 2, I believe. So hoping to bounce back after that disappointing performance on Wednesday. Very dangerous batsman, Kyle Mayers. If he settles down today, it will be. He'll be scoring boundaries often. I'm almost sure of that. He's a very attacking batsman, Mayers. Off the mark immediately, Mayers. Joshua De Silva does the fielding. Some shock. It was in there for a brief moment. Only partially stopped there by Terence Hines. Allows DL to come back for 2. So striking in is just a second delivery here. Mikel Govaya. So shock in the air will just clear the infield. Will go close to the boundary. Should go all the way, and it does. So 4 more to Dial. Given pursuit there was top in, but couldn't pull that one back in time. It's off to a flying start here, DL. 14 off 6 deliveries. Govaya. This one shock firmly, but finds again. Getting past signs at mid-off. So at the end of 2 overs, Clarke Road 21 for 1. Quite a few. Few supporters on hand coming out this afternoon. Just saw on your screen Jed Gooley's parents, and speaking of Gooley will take up the attack from the southern end now, replacing Toppin, who just bowled that one over. Gooley, so struck down the ground, will get 4 more here. So Dial off to a flying start here. He races to 19 off 8 deliveries, 25 for 1. Yeah, both these teams with powerful batting lineups, but some quality as well in their bowling departments. Almost sure Clarke Road will be well aware that, just like themselves, Queen's Park bats very deep as well, so I'm sure they'll be hoping to get way over 150 here batting first. Now the left-handers in this top order of Clarke Road. Top 3 batters all batting left-handed. Flicked away. Darren Bravo does the fielding. Of course, Queen's Park defending champions in this tournament. Trying to win a second title this year after winning the 2-day competition.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Cooley. Struck down the ground, didn't time it perfectly. Dial just got a single. Michael Gofaya does the fielding at long on. So, on the back for that occasion, just a no appeal from Queen's Park. So this one over there to start by Jed Gooley. And after 3 overs now, Clarke Road batting first in this first semi-final in the Premier Division of the T20 Festival. They're 28 for 1. Michael Gofaya will start his second over. Of course, Gofaya getting a wicket in his first over. Got the wicket of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh. Caught by Brian Charles at first slip. Sky tempted sweep shot, but could only sky the ball, and Charles had a simple task of just running back from first slip to complete the catch. fairly watchful so far, Kyle Mayers. Struck down the ground, well, firmly struck and will get 4. So his first 4 of the afternoon, Kyle Mayers. It was almost a Yorker length delivery, but did well to get so much power on that straight drive, Mayers. Actually, I thought it was closer to being a Yorker length delivery. It wasn't full pitch delivery, basically. This one, another shot down the ground, beats a diving Terrence Hines and 4 more. Back-to-back 4s here by Kyle Mayers. Hey, that one cut by Terrence Hines. Fire, looking to respond here. This one slightly back of a length, not as full as the previous 2 deliveries. And again, just pushed onto the offside and over with a single. So 10 runs coming off that 4th over, Clarke Road. Not a bad start here. They're 38 for 1. Jed Gooley will start his 2nd over. Slog sweep attempted there by Kyle Mayers. Just comes off the pad. Appeal by Queen's Park, but that one would have been sliding down the leg side. Big swing and a miss by Kyle Mayers. Try to hit that one into probably onto Shaggy Road. He gave himself room there. Mayers and didn't make any contact. Another big swing, but just gets a inside edge and will get a single. So looking a lot more aggressive now, Kyle Mayers. Just has a strike rate of 100 so far, Kyle Mayers. Mark Dial has a strike rate of 200, so he has really found the middle of the bat so far. So just push onto the offside, quick single. Just 2 runs off this over so far, bowled by Jed Gooley. Another quick single, comes off the pads, leg by. Pulls his overs quite quickly, Jed Gooley. So swept away and will be 4, so spoils what was a good over so far by Gooley. 4 more to Mark Dial. He pushes the score along to 27 now. And at the end of 5 overs, Clarke Road asked to bat first by Queen's Park are now 45 for 1. Of course, on your screens here, just that is President of T20 Cricket Board, Azim Bazarat, on your extreme left, along with a couple other TTCB officials and supporters. Brian Charles has replaced Mikhail Govayan. Kyle Mayers greets him with a 6 very first ball. You're really seeing a lot more intent by Mayers to score in the last over or two. That one went into the stands on the northwestern side of the ground. That 6 also gets Clarke Road to 50, now 51 for 1. Just into over number 6 now, so not a bad power play for Clarke Road. This one, the play on him is a loud peel for LBW. Not out, says the umpire. So shot down the ground, firmly down the ground. Work here to do for the fielder. Will start by Govaya. Keeps Clarke Road to a single. Throws into the last over of the power play. So shot down the ground, another single down to Govaya. Of course, a final spot at stake here in this match. Queen's Park looking to defend their T20 title, and Clarke Road, of course, also hoping to get their hands on that trophy on Saturday, tomorrow. Struck away, they will get another boundary here. Will it go all the way? No, just one bounce for. So 12 runs coming off that first over, bowled by Brian Charles, and at the end of the power play, Clarke Road now 57 for 1. Darren Bravo continuing to swap his bowlers early on here. So as Terence Hines will come into the attack now. So cut away. 4 runs to start the over by Hines. That one just slashed away then. I'm not sure if he meant to hit it that fine, Dial. But Reeves down to sort of a wide third man area for 4. 61 for 1, Clarke Road. Moving along at almost 10 runs and over. Dial especially has been off to the races here. This one struck away. This one finds a field at point. Kadeem Allen.
Yeah.
To the end of the power play, seeing if his field more spread. No. 5 fielders on the boundary. 3 on the leg side. 2 on the offside. So shot down the ground. That'll be 4 more. Actually goes all the way. Flat 6 there by Mears. Clarke Road putting themselves in a very strong position now after the early loss of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh. It's a partnership between Mears and Tial moving along quite nicely now. Easy single. Both Dial and Mears now into the 30s. Dial on 33, Mears on 30. Hines. Almost certain we'll see Vasan Singh shortly. I'm a bit surprised he's not bowled just yet. One of the best bowlers so far in this tournament, the spinner. It's been among the wickets throughout this tournament. This one is in the air. Some work here to do for Kadeem Allen, and he can't stop that one. So 4 more down to backward point. Expensive first over there by Terence Hines. 17 runs coming off that over. And at the end of 7 overs, Clarke Road 74 for 1. So no sign of Vasan Singh just yet. Brian Charles will start his second over. Solid platform here for Clarke Road, really setting themselves up for competitive score. Both DL and Mears on 34. Some flicked away. We'll get 1. Have to settle for 1 as Terence Hines does the fielding. A lot of batting still to come here for Clarke Road. Keon Otley. Jesse Bhutan. Sun struck down the ground. Will get 6 runs, so Kyle Mears, that one a massive hit. That ball may be lost on this occasion, so we'll have to probably switch balls. You're using his feet there, Kyle Mayers, and worked out perfectly for him. Yeah, this Clarke Road batting lineup is quite deep, similar to Queen's Park. For to mention here, Vikash Mohan probably may come out next. Vikash Mohan, Keon Otley, Jesse Bhutan, Dexter Sween, Anderson Mahee is very capable as well. Clinton Pestano. Scored an excellent cameo a couple nights ago, Pestano. 81 for 1, so really putting themselves in a really dominant position now, Clarke Road. So Clarke Road lost the toss, but seems right now like it wasn't a bad toss to lose, because Clarke Road really going off to a fiery start here. 81 for 1, just into over number 8, so they're more than 10 runs and over now. So pulled away more runs, that'll be 6 more. So back-to-back sixes here for Kyle Mayers. Just like that, he races to 46. Yep, short ball by Brian Charles. A player with Mayers, ability of Mayers, he's not going to miss out on those par deliveries. So shot in the air this time, more runs here for Myers, and it'll be 4 more. So 2 sixes followed by a 4 for Kyle Mayers. That 50 coming off just 54 deliveries. Included 5 fours and 4 sixes. So what a knock by Mayers. It's a bit watchful early on. Play on a miss this time. We'll get what a partnership this has been between Dial and Mayers, 2 left-handers. Now the single pushes the score to 94 for 1. And that'll bring the 8 over to a close with Clarke Road. Large and in charge here now. So we're going to see another bowling change. Kadeem Allen starts his spell from the sudden end. Attempted pull shot, but in time it just got a single. Couldn't ask for a better start here. Clarke Road only losing the wicket of Nicholas Sukhdeo Singh earlier. So shot down the ground. That'll be 6 more. That 6 will also bring up the 100 for Clarke Road, and we're just into the 9th over now. Of course, two Bajans battling here against each other. Kadeem Allen versus Kyle Mayers. So far, Mayers has the upper hand. .56 Kyle Mayers off 25 deliveries. It's gone well past Mark Dale. Of course, Mayers facing more of the deliveries in this partnership. Down very short by Allen. Signaled a wide. Queen's Park desperate for a wicket here now. So shot down the ground. Just a single. Picks out, looks like a Tion Webster doing the fielding at long on. Allen. Well, gave his wicket away there, Mark Dial. Dangerous shot to play with a short third man in position and picked out Joshua De Silva perfectly. So against the run of players, they say in football, that Queen's Park desperately needed that one, and they get their man Mark Dial. Yeah, just opening the face of the bat, and De Silva just had to move just a bit to his right and completed an easy catch. So Mark Dial, his innings comes to an end. He goes for 37. Clarke Road, 103 for 2. So Vikash Mohan is the new batsman for Clarke Road. Good short delivery there by Kadeem Allen. Well played in the end by Mohan. Yeah, needed that wicket there, Queen's Park, and finally breaking that partnership between Mayers and Dial. It's not a bad over by Kadeem Allen, where he conceded 9 runs, but more importantly got a wicket of Mark Dial for 37 off 22 deliveries. And at the end of 9 overs now, Clarke Road 103 for 2. Terence Hines will pull the 10th over of this first innings. Went for 17 runs in his first over, Hines. Will certainly be hoping to do better in the second over. This one a wide ball by Hines. Seemed to step across a bit there, Mears, but still didn't get away with that one, Terence Hines. Hines. Well, another wide signaled. Not pleased with that call, Terence Hines. But umpire's not going to change his mind. On a 5 for 2, Clarke Road. Being asked to bat first. Just joining us. Excellent partnership between Kyle Mears and Mark Dial for that second wicket. This one, third wide of the over. And he'll scramble a by as well. So Hines really struggling at the moment. Pulled away by Mohan. But his protection at a mid-wicket boundary. It's Abdul Rahim Toppin does the fielding, so just a single. Still no sign yet of Vasan Singh. Leading bowler for Queen's Park in this tournament. It's done a big swing and a miss on this occasion. Better line by Hines. Via off your screen, backing out instructions and encouragement on the long on boundary. Via, of course, got the early breakthrough of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh. Hines. This one is cut away. Well fielded by De Silva. So much better now from Hines after starting the over with 3 wides. He spoiled a couple decent deliveries now. Pulled away. Well timed by Mohan, but Went straight to top end, so just another single. 110 for 2 now. Queen's Park. Sorry, Clarke Road, batting first. Of course, here for 220 plus. KFC Clarke Road. Of course, at 7 p.m. pre-sal, we'll be looking for a spot in the final where they'll play Best Motors Marching Patriots in that second semi-final. Just played onto the offside, and that'll end the 10th over. And at the end of 10 overs, Clarke Road 113 for 2. We're gonna have a short drinks break and back with you in a few minutes' time. The players are about to start back in this first semi-final between Queen's Park Cricket Club and KFC Clarke Road United. Kadeem Allen, who got a breakthrough in his first over, he resumes bowling to Kyle Mayers. Mayers hits this one, didn't get all of it, but enough of it, and it goes all the way for 6. It didn't even seem to hit it as cleanly as he would have liked, but he's a powerful man, Kyle Mayers. And hits his fellow Barbadian over the ropes. Or 19 for 2 now, Clarke Road. Try to pull that one through mid-wicket. Mohan just on 2, just not getting the opportunity to face many deliveries so far. Vikash Mohan. So pulled away. More runs here for Vikash Mohan. Will go close to the boundary, but and it bisects the two fielders perfectly. Allen not happy with the effort there by the fielders. Yeah, that looks like Tion Webster and Abdul Rahim Toppin. Yeah, take a look at the expression of Allen, and yeah, another pleased man, Kadeem Allen. Kyle Mayers now into the 70s. He's moved to 71 off just three deliveries, so operating at a strike rate of more than 200 here, Kyle Mayers. Mohan just facing the 4 deliveries so far. Couldn't stop 2 there, Tion Webster. Trying to hit almost every ball to the boundary now, Kyle Mayers. So there's a full toss, pulled away, and will go all the way. It does, just clears the boundary. It's also a no ball as well. Yeah, because it was a full toss above waist height. Yeah, way over waist height on that occasion, so rough second over here for Kadeem Allen. Tell you what, if Kyle Mayers bats most of these remaining 9-10 overs, Clarke Road will get well above 200. 133 for 2, just into over number 11. $79 Mayers, and a free hit coming his way now. So struck down the ground, more runs here. Just a single. Gofaya, looks like Gofaya. Yeah, that's Mikel Gofaya doing the fielding. Expensive over this one. Vikash Mohan will finally get a chance to face a delivery or 2. Just been looking on from the other end. Absolute carnage here by Kyle Mayers. Struck down the ground. Get 1. Have to settle for one. What a return that was by Govaya. This partnership was worth 32 or 15 deliveries, and Mon has just contributed 3 runs. Shows you how dominant Kyle Mayers has been this afternoon. And still no sign of Vasan Singh, the Queen's Park spinner who has been taking a lot of wickets this campaign. This one pulled away. This one in the air. Couldn't get there in time. Top in and it bounced short of him. And an expensive over that one. More than 20 runs coming off that over. Clarke Road. 136 for 2. Toppin will start his second over. This one pushed on the ground. Yeah, Vikash Mohan has been just a spectator on the other end, looking on as Mayers dominates the Queen's Park bowling. Projected score 247. If they get 247, they will set up themselves very well here. Clarke Road. This one just flicked away. Should get 1. Well, was thinking of 2. Just 18 runs away from a century now, Mayers. Top in. This one a what? No ball signaled. Looks like there's a no ball signal to landing off the pitch, but I'm not certain. Joshua De Silva just disputing that decision. So free hit here coming. Good slower ball there, bowled by Toppin. Fooled, tricked Mayers on that occasion. So a good result there for Toppin.
No ball.
Despite the no ball, not a bad over here by Toppin. Just 3 runs coming off it so far. Need to get Mayers out here. Queen's Park. This one pulled away. Win get the wicket on this occasion. That one is pulled away for 6. Towering shot. What a hit by Mayers. He's now on to 88. Absolutely brilliant batting here by Kyle Mayers. I'm not sure who got Kyle Mayers upset today, but he batting with real aggression here this afternoon. Excellent ball striking, another play and a miss. Well, a play and a miss on this occasion. 88 off 42 deliveries. Mayers certainly making amends for the last match where he just scored 2. Certainly done his job today when it matters most in this semi-final match. Ends with a dot delivery, Toppin. And at the end of 12 overs, Clarke would continue to motor along here. They're 145 for 2. To Jed Gooley, who's bowled, has been one of the most economic bowlers so far for Queen's Park. Just 13 runs in his 2 overs. He starts his 3rd over. Mohan contented to give the strike over to Mayers, who's just 12 runs away from a century. Just seems to be in a bit some discomfort there, Mayers. He seems to be okay to continue. Strong batting lineup as well, Queen's Park, so they will still be confident of chasing down any total that Clarke Road pose this afternoon, but of course they wouldn't want to chase too many. At this stage, if they could keep Clarke Road to maybe 210 or so, that will be a decent effort from this point. To just push onto the leg side, another single. So 4 singles on the trot here to start this 13th over. Good stuff here by Jed Gooley. More known for his batting, Gooley, but a very useful bowler as well. This one struck down the ground. Will be the 5th single of the over. Into the 90s now, Mayers. 6 and a 4 away from getting to that milestone. Sun pulled away. Does he have enough on this one? I'm not sure. He doesn't, and he's out. So Jed Gooley gets the man. And Kyle Mayers is all smiles along with Gooley, but excellent batting by Kyle Mayers. Unfortunately, can't get to 100, but a strike rate of just under 200 Mayers, and just didn't get all of it on this occasion. And Tion Webster took a comfortable catch at long on. Well played, Kyle Mayers. Happy to see him go though, Queen's Park. And Clarke Road now 150 for 3. Yeah, well, Gooley celebrated right away. He knew Mayers didn't get all of that one. So more power comes to the crease now. But just a wicket they would have wanted, Queen's Park, if they could need to continue taking wickets to try to restrict Clarke Road possibly under 200 or maybe 205. Still 7 overs remaining. Excellent ball striking by Kyle Mayers this afternoon. Finally, it seems we're going to see Vasant Singh, one of the best bowlers so far in this T20 festival. He's had to wait some time to get his hands on the ball. Singh. Yeah, so Jed Gooley has been excellent with the ball so far. He has just conceding 6 runs and over and just got the big wicket of Mayers. 1 for 18 his figures. His parents in the crowd looking on will be pleased by this effort by their son. Another left-hander comes to the crease in Keon Otley. So it starts with a wide Singh, string down that leg side. So 10 runs and over from this point will still get Clarke Road to 220. Better line by on this occasion by Singh. Get a leg by. Brings new batter Keon Otley to the crease. Singh. Beautiful delivery there by Singh. Play and a miss by Otley. Singh. Attempted reverse sweep then. Seemed to come off the pad on this occasion. No leg by Singh, also got some bat on it. Otley. Yeah, if Queen's Park could keep Clarke Road under 200, it'll be sure they'll be very satisfied with that effort. An appeal for an LBW. Well, a big appeal by Andrew Fletcher and Darren Bravo, but no appeal by Singh. Solid start to his spell here, Vasan Singh. Again, just pushed onto the leg side, just a single. The Silver does the fielding. Silver captaining the Red Force to the title on Wednesday. Ending a 20-year drought in regional 4-day cricket for the national team. So shock in the air, well, should be out caught. The Silver settles on it and he's out. So immediately Singh gets the breakthrough. Gets another wicket, so 2 quick wickets falling here. First, Kyle Mayers was dismissed by Jed Gooley, and now Vasan Singh continues his prolific tournament, gets the wicket of Keon Otley, caught by Joshua De Silva. Queen's Park fighting back here now there. Clarke Road, 154 for 4. So Jesse Bhutan is the new batsman. So quick fighting back here, Queen's Park Cricket Club. After that onslaught by Kyle Mayers. Kyle Mayers dismissed for 90 a short while ago, and Keon Otley, he was also dismissed in the last over. So 2 quick wickets here for Queen's Park. Just what they needed to slow down the progress of KFC Clarke Road. Still in with an excellent chance of posting 200 here, Clarke Road. 156 for 4. It's over number 50 now. At one stage you were well on course for 230, maybe even 240, but Queen's Park, defending champions, fighting back, and just want to shock away. Runs here for, don't show you've got all of it, and he doesn't. So another one goes. Jed Gooley, I thought I was going to sail over the boundary, but it looks like Brian Charles taking the catch there on the boundary. And Jed Gooley, second wicket of the afternoon. Yeah, Brian Charles and Gooley does his celebration dance, and Queen's Park right back into this match. So Yannick Otley, who hasn't had much batting to do in the last couple of games, was also unavailable as well for early in the tournament, as Vikash Mohan led the team. Has to do the job now with the bat, because 3 quick wickets falling here for Clarke Road. Jed Gooley with spectacular figures of 2 for 21 and in 3.4 overs. What an afternoon so far by Gooley. Need a partnership here now, Clarke Road. Of course, they will be disappointed if they don't get to 200, considering the start they would have had, led by Kyle Mears and Mark Dial. Mears making 90. Dial was out in the 30s, 37, I believe. So Yannick Otley joins Mohan. Mohan has been on the crease for some time, but just on 10. Just willing to give Mears a strike while batting with him. Some consider Jed Gould just a part-time bowler, but showing his quality this afternoon. So, may just be a single, so that will bring Gooley's afternoon to an end. At least with the ball in hand, he ends with figures of 2 for 23 in his 4 overs, and Queen's Park up against it for most of this first innings there. Back into this match now with Clarke Road 159 for 5. Singh starts another over. Appeal for an LBW. Not out, says the umpire. This game has changed quite dramatically in the last 3 or 4 overs, led by Jed Gooley with his 2 wickets. Fasan Singh bowling well also. But they bat very deep, Clarke Road. 2 very capable batsmen at the crease in Mohan and Otley. Still likes of Dexter Sween and Anderson Mahis to come. So driven, runs here. Okay. Yeah, decent effort there by Mohan. Looks like Mikhail Govaya. He's a quality fielder, so you'll be disappointed that he allowed that one to go to the boundary. Yeah, a bit unlucky there for Govaya. 4 runs to Yannick. Projected score now 213. Not a single down to Jed Gooley, feeling at long on, so another solid over here by Singh. Clarke Road trying to get to 200. They will be well aware of Queen's Park's quality batting in this match. Of course, players like Joshua De Silva and Jed Gooley strengthening the batting of this Queen's Park team. Just to give you an idea of the batting in this Queen's Park lineup. Of Kadeem Allen at the top of the order. Also, likes of Andrew Fletcher, Joshua De Silva, Jed Gooley, Terence Hines, Darren Bravo, Tion Webster, So at least 6-7 batsmen that could really take a match away from a bowling team. So 4 overs left now. Clarke Road trying to get to 200 here. 169 for 5. They're still 31 runs away from 200, but Mohan and Otley already starting to build a decent partnership here. Yeah, just 1 or 2 big overs from getting to 200. Of course, at one stage you were well on course for 225, 230. It'll be tough to get to 230 from this point. Hines starts another over. So struck onto the offside, just good one. Interesting to see the batting order of the Queen's Park team with so many changes to this starting 11. Was not picked up cleanly by Webster. Allows batsman to come back for a second run. Push the score now to 172 for 5. Fairly cool conditions here at the Queen's Park Oval. Bit of cloud cover around. Because tomorrow will be the grand finals of this T20 festival. Premier 2 final will be followed by the Premier 1 final. Premier 2 final bowls off at 3 p.m. followed by Premier 1 final at 7 p.m. Club Sando will battle Endeavour Sports Club from 3 p.m. Hines. So just a single on this occasion. If you're now joining us, has been an excellent fight back here by Queen's Park. Clarke Road had more than 150 on the board with just 2 wickets down, with 3 quick wickets. Bringing Queen's Park into the match, led by the 2 wickets of Jed Gooley. So cut away will just beat the fielder there at short third man. That was topping the fielder. Well, hands on hips by Hines. I'm not sure if he felt top in. Should have probably done a bit better. Well, went quickly past him. I'm not sure if he had any chance to get his hands on that one. On 17 for 5 now, Clarke Road. Hines. Playing a miss, just not sure how that missed the stumps, but ends with a dot delivery. Hines. Clarke Road now 178 for 5. It seems that Vikash Mohan is leaving the field. I'm not sure if he's just retiring hurt or retiring himself out. Not sure, maybe a strategy to try to get some quick runs here at the end, because Pistano played a brilliant cameo a couple nights ago. He will come to the crease now. We'll try to confirm for you if it's in fact he's retiring hurt or retiring himself out. Not certain at this point, but Clinton Pistano comes to the crease to replace Mohan. Yeah, we're just hearing that it has retired hurt Mohan. So Pistano trying to get a few boundary suits in nature. Get Clarke Road past this 200 run mark. Vasan Singh start his third over. So struck down to the cover boundary. Just a couple singles off this over so far. Almost sure Queen's Park skipper Diane Bravo and bowler Singh Win will not mind singles at this stage of the innings. 181 for 5 Clarke Road. Another single, so 4 singles in a row. Keeping Pistano and Otley quite very quiet here, Singh. Flicked away another single, making that 5 singles in a row. Singh. Well, spoiling that over. Singh, and he bowls a no ball as well, so not the way he would have wanted to end that over. Singh, it goes through for 4 byes and there'll be a free hit coming. So letting Clarke Road off the hook here, Queen's Park. Never good when a spin bowler bowls a no ball. Overstepping that crease. So free hit here for, well, it hit the stumps, but that's very unlucky for Singh. It was bowled, but it ricocheted off the stumps and went down to the boundary for 4. So luck on the side of Clarke Road a bit in that over. And just like that, at the end of 18 overs, now 192 for 5. Yeah, some dark clouds around the ground, but those clouds you're seeing there on the western side of the ground, so those clouds heading away from the oval. Yeah. So they should get to 200 here now, Clarke Road, after good end to that 18th over. 2 overs remaining. Need 28 runs to get to 220. 18 to get to 210, so Hines will bowl his 4th and final over. Hines struck firmly down the ground, but will pick out Allen. Queen's Park will be counting on Kadeem Allen to give them a strong start when they start their response in about maybe 20 minutes time. Big excellent strike of the ball, Kadeem Allen. Dot delivery. Yorker length delivery on that occasion. Excellent return by Govaya's excellent fielder, Mikel Govaya. Pull it through there from the boundary. There's 2 runs off this 4th over being bowled by Hines, but a wide on this occasion. Hines, this one in the air. Work to do, and De Silva takes his 3rd catch of the afternoon. So Yannick Otley has to go for 13. Hines gets his first wicket of the afternoon. Caught De Silva. Clarke Road now 195 for 6. Yeah, the ball has been following De Silva this afternoon. Normally does the wicket keeping for Queen's Park or any team that he is playing for, but getting the job done in the field today for Queen's Park. New batsman. It looks like Dexter Sween. Yeah, Dexter Sween makes his way to the middle. Dexter Sween, a former Queen's Park player. Just coming out to the crease with just 8 deliveries to go in this innings. Certainly 2 or 3 boundaries by Sween will will be appreciated by the Clarke Road fans. Hines to Sween. Struck into the offside. Some work there to do for Allen. Another good return. Keeps batsman to a single. 196 for 6. Struck away. We'll get one. Thought of two. Not a bad last over by Terence Hines, and at the end of 19 overs, Clarke Road now 197 for 6. Fasan Singh will bowl the last over. Queen's Park maybe relatively satisfied with where Clarke Road will finish. They were well on course for 230, maybe even 240 at one stage, Clarke Road. They were around 150 for 2 after just about 12 or 13 overs. So fighting back here, Queen's Park. Just won a wide full toss, but just a single. 198 for 6. Singh. So struck down, they're going firmly. Work here to do it. Will Win get to that one, go fire. So 4-2, Dexter Sween. That 4 will also get Clarke Road to 200. Now score now 202 for 6. 4 deliveries to go. Can they still get 215 here, Clarke Road? Just a single on this occasion will bring Pistano back on strike. This one struck in the air. Will land 1 bounce to Jed Gooley. Just 1 boundary of this final over so far. So 2 deliveries to go. So struck down the ground. That'll be 6 runs for Dexter Sween. A full toss on this occasion. Yeah, missed his length there, Singh. Was punished by Sween. Straight down the ground. To 210 for 6 now. 1 delivery to go. Texas Sween has been drafted by the Trinbago Knight Riders for this year's CPL. This one attempted, well, didn't hit the pad, so a wide signal, so still 1 more ball to go. Yeah, Dexter Sween. What a great chance to make his CPL debut, 2026 season. Singh. Could enter it over by Singh. They'll get 1. They'll think of 2. Well, have to settle for 1. So that'll bring the first innings to a close. At one stage, they were on course for 230, 240 Clarke Road. But they will close on 212 for 6. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time. With Queen's Park needing 213 for victory. players about to start back in this first semi-final match. Of course, Clarke Road batting first, being asked to bat first, scoring 212 for 6, led by 90 from Kyle Mayers. Mark Dial also pitching with 37. Best bowler for Queen's Park was Jed Gooley. He took 2 for 23 in his 4 overs. So Queen's Park trying to get to 213 to seal their spot in the final tomorrow. Opening batting will be Andre Fletcher and Kadeem Allen. Speaking of Kyle Mayers, he will open the bowling as well for Clarke Road. Gets a lot of swing. Normally, Mayers hoping to get a wicket or two too early on. Was Clarke Road were well on course for much more than 212, but that fight back led by Jed Gooley, really keeping the runs down in the second half of that first innings. They were 150 for 2 at one stage after just about 13 overs or so. Of course, at 7 p.m. right here on 360 TV, we'll have the second semi-final between Prairie Sal Sports Club and Best Motors Marching Patriots. Mayers starts the second innings. This one chipping down the wicket. Kadeem Allen, but pulling that one wide of the stumps and having to stretch at it for it. Couldn't get any bat on that one, Allen. So you saw Kadeem Allen bowling earlier to Kyle Mayers. Going for quite a bit of runs, Allen. So Allen has a chance to get some revenge here on his fellow Barbadian. So driven down the ground. Well fielded by the mid-off fielder. Looks like Kerwin Sergiu, Kerwin Sergiu there, fielding at mid-off. Skipper Yannick Otley appreciating that effort. That single brings Fletcher on strike. Spice Man, as he's called. Mayers. Some cut away. So they look sharp in the field so far, Clarke Road. Just like Clarke Road, this Queen's Park batting lineup is a deep one. After this opening pair, still the likes of Tion Webster to come, Darren Bravo, Joshua De Silva, Jed Gooley, so a lot of batting to come. Just on a short delivery. Yes. Yeah, just giving it. The Barbadians battling here in the middle. See, Mayor just changing a few words there with Allen. Solid start here by Mayers, just the 2 singles of the first 4 deliveries. So this one runs here for Kadeem Allen. It may go all the way, and it does. What a big hit by Kadeem Allen. Of course, earlier, as I mentioned, Mayers struck Allen for a few lusty blows earlier, and Allen gets some revenge on this occasion. So first boundary of the innings off the bat of Allen. 8 without loss now. Pulled away. It's in the air. And he's gone. So Mayers gets the last laugh. As soon as he struck, Mayers for a 6 over the cover boundary, trying to go in for another huge hit. It's caught at the mid-wicket boundary, so not the start that Queen's Park would have wanted. It was a short delivery, but didn't get hold of it. And Dexter Sween, the former Queen's Park cricketer, takes a comfortable catch. Queen's Park 8 for 1. To Tion Webster has joined Fletcher in the middle. At the start, Queen's Park would have wanted trying to get to 213 for victory here. Losing the wicket of Allen in the very first over. Clinton Pestano, he will bowl the second over of this innings. Pestano to Fletcher. So cut away 4 runs here for Fletcher. He found the gap perfectly between Mark Deal and Kyle Mayers. Pestano. It's on a wide. You're not sure what is the batting order this afternoon for Queen's Park. Or the quality to come. Not sure in what order though. This one is been for lack of pace on that occasion. Fletcher. Because this tournament bowled off on May 7th. This tournament has been going on for more than 2 weeks. We'll come to an exciting close tomorrow, May 23rd. This one flicked away, more runs here. We'll get 4 more, Andrew Fletcher. So second 4, 2 Fletcher in the over, bowled by Pestano.
Okay. And we're gonna set up one for
This one string down the leg side. Fletcher made full use of that one. I haven't seen any no-look sixes yet by Fletcher in this innings. Well, no sixes off the bat just yet, but he's known for playing that no-look shot. This one is in the air. Well, a decent effort, but couldn't hold on. Looks like Cohen Sergio. And to add insult to injury, it runs away to the boundary for 4, so that would have been a second wicket down if he held on there, Sergio, but Fletcher gets a life. Pushes the score along to 21 for 1. So shut down the ground, more runs here, may go all the way, and it does. So expensive first over up here, bowled by Pestano. He's stepping down the wicket, Fletcher, and clearing that long off boundary with some ease. Holding that pose there, Andrew Fletcher.
Just closing.
Shock, it was in the air. Putting in a diving effort. Sween couldn't stop it from going to the boundary for 4. So 23 runs off that first over by Pestano. And at the end of 2 overs, Queen's Park 31 for 1. Fletcher after a rollicking start here. He's reached a 23 of just 7 deliveries. Webster will face his first delivery. Second over is about to start from Kyle Mears, who got the early breakthrough of the dangerous Kadeem Allen for 7. So despite the loss of Allen, blistering start here for Queen's Park. This one a short delivery signaled wide by the umpire. One pulled away, will get 6 runs here. Webster off the mark with a 6. That one just pulled away and cleared the backward square leg boundary with some ease. So this partnership already with 30 runs off 7 deliveries. 38 for 1. So seeing a similar start that Clarke Road had earlier. Clarke Road lost the early wicket of Nicholas Sukhdev Singh, but then they saw a very strong partnership between Mayers and Mark Dial. So you're seeing a similar start already here for Queen's Park. Well ahead of the required run rate at this stage. Trying to get to 213 Queen's Park. This one pulled away, more runs here. It was in the air for quite some time. And it's a misfield and it goes for another boundary. So sloppy fielding there on the boundary. Not sure who the fielder was. Looks like Jesse Bhutan out there on the boundary. So 2 boundaries in this over already. 4 more runs here for Webster. Just will pick out Bhutan again. Yeah, still shaking his head after that misfield, Jesse Bhutan. .43 for 1, Queen's Park. Mears. It's partially stopped. Can't prevent a single, so score pushes along to 44 for 1. Pulled away. More runs here for Webster. Work to do for Bhutan. Got it wrong there quickly. Bhutan just keeping them to a single. And at the end of 3 overs, Queen's Park, despite the loss of Kadi Malin for 7, they're racing along here after 3 overs, 45 for 1. Texas Sween will start his first over. This one pulled away. 4 runs here. 1 bounce over the mid-wicket boundary. So Tion Webster greets him with a boundary very first ball. Here it was short and outside the off stump by Sween. Just fractionally short, that one, so not the worst delivery in the world. .49 for 1 on the board already. We're just 3.1 overs into the innings. Sween. Shot down the ground. This will be 4 more. He's an excellent time of the ball, Tion Webster. And Queen's Park already 50 runs on the board. They get 53 for 1. So Clarke Road already need to break this partnership. What a shot that was. It was almost up into the block hole and just dug it out, but went down to the boundary for 4. Just short of that Yorker length delivery, Sween. Just like that, Tion Webster's on to 20 of 7 deliveries. Gonna come around the wicket now, Sween. Punched away. Excellent, brilliant feeling there by, looked like Vikash Mohan. Slow to get up, Mohan, but He's back on his feet now. Yeah, almost a perfect start here for Queen's Park, despite losing Kareem Allen. Going along at more than 15 runs and over. Take a quick single here. Queen's Park. To shut down the ground. This will be 6 more. What a start for Queen's Park Cricket Club. They're 60 for 1 after 4.4 overs. Full pitch delivery by Sween and just holding the pose. Enjoy that one, Fletcher. Yeah, posing for the cameras, Fletcher. Absolutely rollicking start here. 15 runs off the first over ball by Sween. Struck away. More runs here, like 4 more. So, what an over. 19 runs coming from it, and already Clarke Road. Suddenly, this score of 1-2, target of 213. Doesn't look like a massive total at the moment. They're 64 for 1 after 4 overs. Yeah, that man on his left there, that is Joshua De Silva's dad. And mom, yeah, parents taking in the action here. Memorable week for the De Silva family. Of course, De Silva captaining the TNT Red Force to the 4-day title just a couple of days ago. Some flicked away. Clinton Pestano started a second over, went for 23 runs in his first over. Well on course here, Queen's Park. A long way to go still, though. They'll have to continue scoring. Of course, Clarke Road just a couple good overs away from getting back into this match right now. Queen's Park, a fairly comfortable position. So very similar to earlier, we saw a massive second wicket partnership between Mark DL and Kyle Mayers. Now we're seeing this pair's already put on more than 50 runs for Queen's Park, Fletcher and Webster. So struck down on the offside. I'll be 4 more to Fletcher. He races to 38 off 12 deliveries. Clarke Road need to break this partnership very soon. That one absolutely raced to the boundary. Still going at more than 15 runs and over Queen's Park. Of course, with Jed Gooley and Darren Bravo to come and company. Joshua De Silva, this one struck on the offside. More runs here. That'll be another boundary. 73 for 1, Queen's Park. We're just into over number 5. Well, I guess Fletcher's saying whatever Kyle Mayers can do, I could do better, because we saw a brilliant knock of 90 earlier by Mayers, and now Fletcher just a couple boundaries from a half century. Again, holding that pose, Fletcher. 42 off 13 deliveries. What a knock so far. This one cut away and not... thought it was getting past the fielder, but well stopped by Mayers. I'll bring Webster back on strike. It's partnership 66 off 23 deliveries. Pistano, desperate for a wicket. This one attempted hook shot, doesn't make any contact on that one, but another expensive over. 10 runs coming off it, and Queen's Park have the edge here now. They're 74 for 1. Just saw a few Clarke Road players getting together and having a quick meeting. Need to find a breakthrough quickly here, Clarke Road. To continue at this rate, they will Queen's Park will get to the target with overs to spare, maybe 4 or 5 overs to spare. Mayers, who has taken the only wicket so far, the wicket of Kareem Allen, will start his third over. This one flicked away, 6 more into the upper deck in that stand, and yeah, the CL Financial Limited stand. It was a gift, really, a full toss down the leg side. So yeah, that's where the ball went. Searching for that ball now. Just take a moment to recap this inning so far. Queen's Park lost Kareem Allen for 7. But since then, it has been all Queen's Park. This partnership with 72 runs between Fletcher and Tion Webster. You see that Clarke Road substitute fielder just bring the ball back into play. Fletcher now just 1 run away from half century. So less than 9 runs and over needed now. At the start of the innings, the required run rate was more than 10.5 runs and over. But it's been such a quick start that looks a lot more comfortable now, this run chase, this required run rate. 81 for 1 now with another single. And that'll bring the 50 up for Andre Fletcher. At 50, coming off just 16 deliveries. Included 7 fours and 3 sixes. So well played, Andre Fletcher. He'll want to keep going though. This one struck. Didn't time it perfectly. A fielder settles under. Is this the wicket it desperately needed? And it is. So Jesse Bhutan redeems himself a bit. He let one get by him and went for 4 a couple overs ago, but takes the catch now to dismiss Webster. Wicket it desperately needed, Clarke Road. Now in the 6th over, Queen's Park 81 for 2. Yeah, I mentioned Joshua De Silva's name a short while ago. He will replace Tion Webster. We'll have to keep taking wickets, Clarke Road, because as I mentioned, this Queen's Park is a batting lineup is a deep one. That partnership between Webster and Fletcher with 73 runs. Myers just watches at this one outside the off stump. De Silva. I haven't seen Cohen Sergio just yet. He had a strong performance earlier this week and helping Clarke Road seal a spot in the semi-finals. De Silva gets off the mark. So the end of a wicket taking over for Clarke Road. That over also brings the power play to a close, and at the end of 6 overs now, Queen's Park 82 for 2. So try to play that one through the mid-wicket region, but Another single to Fletcher. So decent period this for Clarke Road. Just getting the wicket of the dangerous Tion Webster. Now the DL starting this over just 2 singles. Well, of course, Queen's Park could afford for a couple on a diving effort by. Looks like skipper Yannick Otley, but couldn't get his hand on that one, so he'll get 4-2. De Silva, his first boundary. I was about to say they could afford to have 2 or 3 quiet overs here. Queen's Park, as they're well ahead of the required run rate. But De Silva wants to get a move on here, so he's on 6 now, 4 deliveries. Here. Some pulled away. Yeah, of course, as I mentioned, De Silva, the Red Force captain, breaking a 20-year drought. It's been so long that last time Red Force won a regional 4-day title, De Silva was probably just was just 7 or 8 years old. It's been so long. Still in primary school, Joshua De Silva. Last time Red Force national team would have won a 4-day crown. Playing a miss by Fletcher. That'll bring DL's first over to a close. Just 7 runs coming off that one. Queen's Park after 7 overs, 89 for 2. Cohen Sergio joins the attack. Start with a loose one, not punished by De Silva. De Silva seems to be, was almost calling for a wide there, but he got bats on it, so it couldn't be called a wide. So pulled away, straight to that mid-wicket fielder. Kyle Mayer's doing the fielding there, deep mid-wicket. Sergio struck down the ground, just a single, so quiet period here for Queen's Park. Don't think they will be panicking too much there. Still going along at more than 12 runs and over. Another single down to Mayers. 92 for 2. Cut away and yeah, so decent start to this over by, so just 3 runs coming off it so far. Clarke fighting back into this match. Clarke Road. Of course, they'll need a wicket. Hope to get a wicket or two soon. Sun struck in the air for a moment, but land safely. Just 3 runs coming off that first over ball by Sergio. So still a balanced game here with Queen's Park now 92 for 2. It's looking for a single there. The silver sent back by Fletcher. Mark Dial starts his second over. Dial batted well earlier for his 37. So a play and a miss. Will that beat everything? I'm not sure how the silver survived that one. It beat the silver, it beat the stumps, and it beat Anderson Mahis behind the stump. So yeah, couldn't believe that one missed. Dial off the middle of the bat this time by the silver. He unlucky on that occasion, Dial. Got to wait another dot delivery here, keeping things tight here. Clarke Road building up some pressure on Queen's Park, but slowing down quite significantly in the last 3 or 4 overs. So just punch on down the ground, another single. Yeah, the required run rate over 10 runs and over now. Still very much a Queen's Park was on top a few overs ago, but certainly an even contest here now. So just stayed away, finds a fielder, short man fielder. It's time to go through these overs quickly now. At the end of 9 overs, Queen's Park 98 for 2. Cohen Sergio continues his spell. Of course, after this over, we'll have players will take drinks. This one swept away. I haven't seen a boundary in quite some time here. That single brings up the 100 for Queen's Park. Comes in the 10th over. So cut away another single down to the point position. If you're Queen's Park, you don't want that quiet run rate getting up to around 12, 13 runs and over. That's where start to feel a bit of pressure. This one shot down the ground. Runs it. Does he have enough on it? He does. It's well caught by Dexter Sween. So De Silva has to go, starting probably to feel a bit of pressure, going for a big hit, and Dexter Sween did well there on the boundary. Caught it as momentum started taking him over the boundary and released it in time and held on. You see the replay, good camera work here by our 360 team. And yeah, well done by Dexter Sween. So with the fall of that wicket, we will take a break with this game hanging in the balance here. Queen's Park 101 for 3. So players just started back in this first semi-final between Queen's Park and Clarke Road. Jed Gooley off the mark immediately. He replaces Joshua De Silva. Yeah, so Clarke Road right back into this match now. The game, they were 81 for 1 at one stage, Queen's Park. So the loss of 2 fairly quick wickets here. So the end of a wicket taken over there for Kerwin Serju. Queen's Park now 105 for 3. Fletcher's role may be very crucial now. He's well set here, Fletcher. Try to take Queen's Park as deep as possible. So struck down the ground. Runs here for Fletcher. That'll be 4 runs. So we haven't seen many boundaries in the last few overs. Breaks the shackles there. Fletcher's been in the 50s for quite some time now. Gets the 59 off 20 deliveries. This one struck again. That'll be 6 more. So just the over that Queen's Park would have needed to get this run chase back on track. And no surprise, it's Andre Fletcher leading the way. Into the 60s now, Fletcher. Have to keep taking wickets here. Clarke Road was still some quality to come for Queen's Park. Likes of Darren Bravo, Terence Hines, Mikel Govaya. All very capable. Speaking of capable, Jed Gooley has had a excellent game so far. Took Queen's Park's best bowlers earlier. Took 2 for 23 in his 4 overs. Just pushed onto leg side. Another single to the total. Expensive first over here by Mohan. Another easy single. Partnership already worth 17 runs, this one. Some pulled away. That'll be 6 more. Into the upper deck in the Trini Posse stand. And a player with Jed Gooley's quality not going to miss out on those. Momentum back in the favour of Queen's Park after that over. 124 for 3. Just feel as though Queen's Park inching in front again after that massive over. Quiet run rate now tipping below 10 again. Sergio into his 3rd over. Punch away, well struck by Gooley. Win go to the boundary. Come back for 2 quite comfortably. As Pistano does the fielding. On 27 for 3, Queen's Park. This one struck in the air. That should go all the way, and it does. So Jed Gooley has come to the crease and he settled on quite quickly here. He has raced in 19. 80 runs away now, Queen's Park, from sealing a spot in that final tomorrow. Partnership going along nicely now. Clarke Road have to keep taking wickets. Pulled away, that's 6 more. Over the mid-wicket boundary this time. In a similar area, the first one was over more in the square leg region. This one struck over the mid-wicket fence, so another expensive over here for bowled by Clarke Road. Jed Gooley in a hurry here now. He's 25 off 7 deliveries. 139 for 3. Desperate for a wicket now, Clarke Road. This game has changed in just in 2 overs. Just a couple overs ago, Clarke Road were jubilant after getting the wicket of the silver. Well caught on the boundary by Dexter Sween, but following that, drinks break has been all Queen's Park. Wide on this occasion. I'll push the score to 141 for 3 now. Starting to inch closer to that target, Queen's Park. Need a wicket here. Play and a miss by Fletcher. With the damage done in that over, at the end of 12, Queen's Park in front at this stage, 141 for 3. Mark Dial starts his 3rd over. Very economical so far, Mark Dial. But they need a wicket here, Clarke Road. Queen's Park comfortable position now. After that, they were 101 for 3 just a few overs ago, Queen's Park, and Clarke Road were very much in this game, but this partnership has put on 42 runs quite quickly, led by Jed Gooley, who's raced at 27 off just 9 deliveries. Just 9 runs and over needed from this at this point. With 7 wickets in hand, Queen's Park will be confident of getting to this target. Another single. Need a good over here. Clarke Road maybe getting, they could get maybe 2 wickets in 1 over. Could change this match, so can't hang their heads too soon here, Clarke Road. This one seems very easy now here, but it seems very comfortable now here for Queen's Park at the moment. 146 for 3. 147 for 3, in fact. DL. So struck down the ground, another single. Fletcher has a strike rate of exactly 200, and Jed Gooley strike rate of 280. So struck finds a gap brilliantly here. DL another 4. Sorry, my apologies. Jed Gooley. DL concedes another boundary and spoils what was a decent over by DL, and that boundary also brings up the 50-run partnership between these two. They came together with a score 101 for 3. And in quick time, it's 152 for 3. This game starting to slip away from Clarke Road. They need a couple quick wickets here. The penal-based outfit. Just 61 runs away from that target of 213, Queen's Park. Dexter Sween will bowl his second over now. Starts with a wide Sween. Huge swing there by Fletcher. Didn't get any bats on it. Sween. This one struck down the ground. Goes high into the air. Not sure if he has enough on it. Fielder settles on it and takes the catch. So just a wicket they would have wanted. Clarke Road, that partnership was taking the game away from them, and is this another turn in this match? So Andrew Fletcher has to go for 72. Queen's Park now trying to get to 213 or 153 for 4. So Mikel Govaya comes to the crease. Needed that wicket. Clarke Road, they need to, if they could get one more quick one, they'll we'll be right back into this match. Of course, Gofaya, no sign of Darren Bravo yet. Sending so Gofaya being promoted up the order. So still Darren Bravo and Terence Hines still in the dugout to come. I think now Jed Gooley will be certainly thinking of taking his team home. He's the said batsman. If Clarke could get Gooley out soon, it will be two new batters at the crease and will make the match very interesting. Certainly. Gofaya off the mark immediately. The single down to long on. Clarke Road in search of another wicket. Sween. This one gets one of the first tricky shots we've seen Jed Gooley play all evening. .54 for 4. It's on a play and a miss by Gooley. Another single to Jed Gooley. So wicket taken over there for Dexter Sween. At the end of 14 overs, Queen's Park trying to get to 213. They're now 155 for 4. Yeah, so 58 runs needed in 36 deliveries. Still feel as though Queen's Park with the edge still in this contest with 6 wickets in hand, but Clarke Road, if they could get Gooley out soon, will make this last few was very interesting here. Single to Gofaya. So some shock in the air. Finds the gap. Jed Gooley and gets 4. So they continue to play confidently here. Jed Gooley. Punched away more runs here for Gooley. Just a single on this occasion. Yannick Otley does the fielding. Don't shut down the ground. Just stuck his hand out. Dial, it was really just a half chance at best there for Clarke Road. Well, speaking of confidence, what a shot by. Even look, take a look at Dial's expression. Even he is impressed. A reverse sweep for 6 by Govaya. And that over, not the over that Clarke Road would have wanted at this stage. More than 10 runs off that over bowl by Dial. And at the end of the over, Queen's Park 170 for 4. Yeah, Dial, even Dial impressed by that one. So that required run rate just 8.5 runs and over now. 43 needed, 30 balls to go. Oh, Queen's Park and Clarke Road battling here to advance to that final tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's final of the T20 festival. Some punch on the ground. We'll think of 2 here. Yeah, 2 comfortable runs here for Queen's Park. So every time Clarke Road get a wicket and they get themselves back in this match, another partnership putting Queen's Park back on course, and this partnership between Govaya and Gooley already doing very well here. Some shock away, more runs here for Queen's Park, and we'll get 4. Firmly shrugged. The fielder Pestano just had maybe about 10 or 15 yards to move to his right and didn't have enough time to stop that one. So Jed Gooley has his eyes on a 50 here now. 45 off 19 deliveries. And after taking 2 wickets earlier, he well on course here maybe to get probably the play of the match if he could take Queen's Park to this victory. That equation looks a lot easier now. 37 off 28 deliveries. A play and a miss. Good comeback delivery by Sween. Yeah, shake of the head by Gooley. It was pressed with that delivery bowl by Sween. Need a wicket here, Clarke Road. So Shug Dong that'll be 4 more. Races to 49 now, Gooley off just 21 deliveries. What a knock it has been by the left-hander. Just swatting that one down the ground. Yeah, I don't even think Sween's tried to stop that one. If he tried to stop that one, he may have broken his ankle. It was So well struck. Yeah, so just as 3 needed now of 26 deliveries. Less than 8 runs and over needed. Head starting to hang here for Clarke Road. Is Queen's Park well on course here now. 180 for 4. Already 10 runs off this over. Still 2 deliveries to go. This one pulled away. That will be another boundary, will it be? Yes, it is. So that will be 54. Jed Gooley. What a knock it has been. Oh, that 50 coming off just 22 deliveries. Came into bat with Queen's Park in a spot of bother after losing the wicket of... Yeah, they were 101 for 3 when Cooley came to the crease. This partnership with 32 runs off 16 deliveries. Yeah, see, so it seems that Queen's Park well on course here now to complete this victory. Yeah, just 28 runs of 24 deliveries, so just a little more than a run a ball needed now. 7 runs and over. So Clarke Road needs something special here. Maybe 2 wickets in 1 over. Just try to get themselves back into this match. Pistano has been a bit expensive so far this afternoon. He will start his 3rd over. Two singles to start this over. Just 26 runs away from victory, Queen's Park. There's an appeal for an LBW. Not out, says the umpire. Seemed to be pitching outside leg on that occasion. Pastano has a laugh about it. He desperate appeal more than anything else. 188 for 4 Queen's Park. It's on a full toss, struck onto the offside. Not a single. So struck away onto the offside. Down to backward point. Quiet over this for Queen's Park, but no need to panic here. Just a 7.26 runs and over needed. 23 off 19 deliveries. This one struck down the wrong, just partially stopped by Pastano, allows them to come back for 2. So at the end of 17 overs now, Queen's Park just need 21 runs in the final 3 overs. What a knock by Jed Gooley. Came into bat. The game sort of evenly balanced. They were 101 for 3 when he came to the middle. First he had excellent partnership with Andrew Fletcher. Then he joined forces with Mikel Govaya, and this partnership still going on. Cruising now, Queen's Park. Not sure if that second game will start on time because it's already 6:22 p.m. That second match scheduled to bowl off at 7 p.m. Hoping for that game starts at the scheduled 7 p.m. Kyle Mayers starts another over. So stay tuned to 360 TV. Praisal Sports Club will battle Best Motors Marching Patriots. They'll be trying to get into the final where it looks like the winner of that match will meet Queen's Park Cricket Club. Unless Clarke Road could pull off a remarkable comeback in these last few overs. This one struck down the ground. That'll be maybe a boundary. And it is. So 4 runs to Govaya. $197 for 4. Queen's Park just run a ball needed now. 16 off 16. Govaya's played a decent knock as well. He's on 18 off 8 balls. This one is Struck away, not where he intended it to go, but luck on the side here of Queen's Park, and that will run away to the third man boundary for 4. That boundary also gets Queen's Park to 200 run mark. Queen's Park now 201 for 4. Struck here, more runs here for Queen's Park. Work here to do for Dexter Sweeney, and he can't stop that one. That's 4 more. So just 8 runs needed now for victory. This partnership 52 off just 26 balls. Yeah, so just 7 runs away now from booking their spot in that final tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Queen's Park will wait for the winner of the second semi-final between Marching Patriots and Praisal Sports Club. Scheduled to bowl off at 7 p.m. tonight. Struck down the ground, another single to Jed Gooley. 7 for 4 now. Not a bad night for Kyle Mayers, but he will come out on the losing end. He took 2 wickets and scored a brilliant 90 earlier. But half centuries here by Jed Gooley and Andrew Fletcher has set up this run chase for Queen's Park. Govaya also contributing 27. Tion Webster and De Silva also chipping in. The only one who then fell cheaply was Kadeem Allen earlier on. He didn't get going this afternoon. One pushed onto the offside. Another single to Gooley. Just 5 runs needed now for victory. So punched on the ground. Another single to Govaya. 4 runs away now. Early on, Clarke Road did post that competitive 212 for 6, but at one stage, Clarke Road were well on course for a lot more than that. At one stage, they were eyeing 230, even 240, but a fight back by Queen's Park restricted them to 212. This one is flicked away, and that will bring the match to an end. There's a 6 runs to Jet Gooley and Queen's Park, and Queen's Park will book their spot in the final tomorrow night, where they'll wait the winner of the second semi-final between Marching Patriots and Praise Just actually to stay tuned. In just about 30 minutes time, we'll have that second semi-final at 7 p.m. As we continue into the semi-final stage of the Trinidad T20 Festival, the TNT Cricket Board extends sincere appreciation to the Caribbean Premier League, the Trinbago Knight Riders and Queen's Park Cricket Club for their valued partnership and support in making this tournament possible and contributing to the continued growth and development of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, congratulations to Queen's Park Cricket Club for booking their spot in tomorrow's final. But we now invite Mr. Arjun Ramlal, Special General Member of the TNT Cricket Board and a former First Vice President of the TTCB, to present the Man of Match Award to Queen's Park Cricket Club all-rounder Jed Gooley for his 65 not out of 30 deliveries and his bowling performance of 2 for 23. Well done, Jed. Jed, just one question. Jed, you flew back from Antigua yesterday. You settled along quite quickly, Jed.
Haven't yet. A bit tired, but all praise to Almighty. You know, I game to play from a club self, so come out and give it my best.
Some people still call you a part-time bowler, but you did well with the ball today as well.
Yeah, I was working all aspects of the game, batting, bowling, and fielding. So today I came up trumps with both bat and ball.
Jed, all the best tomorrow. Thank you. Now, of course, we invite losing captain, unfortunately, Yannick Otley, to answer a few questions. Yannick, Queen's Park were 101 for 3 at one stage. They were in the game at that point, but a couple partnerships took the match away from you again.
Kudos to Queen's Park. They played out their skin. It was a semi-final game. It was good to see our team kind of fight straight to the end.
And of course, you posted 212, but at one stage, you're probably on course for a lot more. You're probably disappointed not getting maybe 15, 20 more runs.
Yes, we could look at different aspects in the game to see why we didn't get more. But well done to Queen's Park. They did well in the depth, and also they came and batted well. On that note, even though we out, it's like to thank the sponsors, our main sponsors, KFC, for kind of taking us through the season. It was much appreciated.
Okay, Yannick, all the best moving forward. Thank you. Now we invite winning captain Darren Bravo to answer a few questions. Darren, one win away from defending your title. How you feel about the win today?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, it was a very tough game. Chasing 200 odd runs in a T20 semi-final was definitely going to be difficult, no matter the competition. So I thought our team played pretty well.
Of course, Jed Gooley coming back. You're probably glad that he came back home and joined the team right away.
Yeah, actually, when he came today, he said, "Skip, don't worry about it. We're going to win this game." And before he left, he was basically our top run scorer. So to actually see him come back in the setup and prove his greatness was good to see.
Thank you. All the best, Darren, for the finals tomorrow. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. That brings this post-match presentation to a close. Thank you.